Adversity is a part of life. Difficulties and challenges are common. No life is pain-free. One of the best character traits you can acquire in life is resilience. I love the word resilience. When I think of resilience, I think of a tough piece of leather. It's flexible yet strong. It can be beaten, but it won't tear or break. It can take a punch. Here is my definition of resilience: the ability to overcome adversity by turning negative experiences into positive outcomes. Resilience is not just coping, it's capitalizing. It's the ability to bounce back and bounce back strong. Fortunately, resilience is not something you either have or don't have. Resilience can be learned. Resilience can be developed, and resilience can be strengthened. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways in which you can strengthen your resilience. Hi, I'm Dale Gilbert, and this is another Accelerating Excellence Insight. Here are 3 ways in which you can strengthen your resilience. Number 1, focus on what you can control. Tim Kite has come up with a simple formula that has been very helpful to me personally. Here's the formula. E plus R equals O. E stands for event, R stands for response, and O stands for outcome. We can't control many events in our lives, but we can control our response to help bring us to a good outcome. When an adverse event happens, many people react rather than respond. There's a big difference between reacting and responding. A reaction is emotional and what comes automatically to us, but a reaction may not serve you well. A response is slowing down and choosing how to work through an event in a constructive way. Think of medication. When we say somebody had a reaction to a medication, that's negative. But when we say somebody is responding to the medication, that's positive. So in the equation, E plus R equals O, don't become obsessed with the event. Focus on the R. Don't try and change the past. You can't. And don't try and change other people. Decide to resign yourself from general manager of the universe. Focus forward on the actions that you can take. Think about where you want to end up and the steps that will move your life forward. Here's a good question to ask yourself when adversity hits. How can I make the best of this situation? That question focuses on what you can do. Look through the windshield, not the rearview mirror. Number 2, look for the good. We can look at an adverse event or a crisis as either a danger or an opportunity. But in almost every event of adversity, there are opportunities, whether it's a divorce or a layoff or even the coronavirus. When I was laid off in 2015, it was difficult, no question. There were many sleepless nights. But with the layoff, I got enough severance pay to launch my own business. When the coronavirus hit, all my business virtually stopped. However, it has given me the opportunity to write books, develop online courses, and create videos like this. How can you turn danger into opportunity? What can you do to not just survive adverse events, but thrive? Strategy number 3, practice healthy habits. Continue to maintain habits that strengthen you internally. Practice solitude and prayer and serving others. Keep up the self-discipline of exercise. Continue to maintain healthy friendships. You can't just pull resilience out of a hat on a moment's notice. Resilience really comes from emotional reserves you have built up over time. Life is a series of peaks and valleys. Jim Collins, in his insightful book Good to Great, tells the story of Admiral James Stockdale. Stockdale was held as a prisoner of war in the Vietnam War for 7 years. He was tortured regularly and denied medical attention. He was kept in a 3 by 9 foot cell for much of the time. No windows. Collins asked Stockdale about his coping strategy during that unimaginable time. And here is what Stockdale said. "I never lost faith in the end of the story." He went on to say, the ones who didn't make it were the eternal optimists. They were the ones who said, "We're going to be out by Christmas." And Christmas would come and Christmas would go. Then they'd say, "We're going to be out by Easter." And Easter would come and Easter would go. And then Thanksgiving, and then it would be Christmas again. And then Stockdale said, they died of a broken heart. Finally, Stockdale said this, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end with the discipline to confront the brutal facts of your current reality." I really like that. This is not about pie in the sky idealism, where everything is unicorns and rainbows and flowers. Don't deny your current reality, but be confident that there is a better future ahead. On a personal note, I'm a Christian and I believe what the Apostle Paul wrote centuries ago. All things work together for good to those who love God. He didn't say all things in and of themselves were good, but that all things work together for good. I believe in a God who wants the very best for you. I encourage you to ask God for guidance, wisdom, and confidence, especially in hard times. We have all heard the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." I like to look at adversity as an avenue to become more stronger, more refined. I think of God using adversity to toughen me up and burn off the dross, refining me like heat refines gold. The bottom line is this: your attitude is more important than your external circumstances. So those are the 3 strategies to strengthen your resilience. Number 1, focus on what you can control. Number 2, look for the good. And number 3, practice healthy habits. Develop practices that will strengthen you internally. I want to end with a quote by Charles Swindoll. Yes, it's corny, but it's very powerful, and more importantly, it's very true. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It's more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think, say, or do. It's more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. I'm Del Gilbert, and this is another Accelerating Excellence Insight.